It was a tip before. We used to have a lot of vandalism and we didn't like it, didn't like using it. But it's nice now, isn't it? And we've got friends.
I'm just trying to put a soft closer on this gate.
His name's Battersby, so we thought, oh well, that's quite good to go with the station.
I love it here, it's great fun. Staff are lovely, everyone's really nice.
I think it just gives the station a really nice lift. Street art, when done properly, can sort of enrich spaces.
Biggest project was involving Hay Houses School. They produced a herb garden and they've been responsible for a lot of the artwork that appears around the station, so that gives them an investment in the future of their own railway station.
Well, here we are in what used to be the parcels room. Huge potential. It's a bit of a dumping ground at the moment, but potentially cafe, art space, performances.
What we want to do is to contribute in as many ways as possible, either with our art and design students, performing arts students, creative writing students, to help to make this a really dynamic and inviting space for people to be from the community.
Well, this is our community room. Originally it was a guards mess room going way back, but now thanks to the support of Northern and Network Rail, it's our offices.
The idea of the project was to think a way of involving the whole village, really, giving the opportunity to people of all ages to get involved in a community mural. This mural's different in a way that everyone that's involved has their own individual circle of wood to work on.
Old and young coming together to try to pass on their knowledge and their experiences.
I worked with a company called On The Out in Manchester, who work with ex-prisoners and their welfare. They told me that they had a platform at Salford Central train station to do some artwork on, and would I get involved? And obviously I said yeah, because it's a great location to paint, to showcase what On The Out do and what Northern do. We showed some of their new stock, and then also put the fact that it's Salford Central train station in.
So this is an ongoing project to help them refurbish, help them paint, keep it maintained.
Quite often people can feel like they don't have the choice around what happens to them, and part of the work we do is helping people to feel part of what's going on around them, part of their community.
We commissioned a sculptor to do this hind. We like to involve the young people in our community as much as we can, so we contacted the local schools and asked if we could have a competition to name the hind, and Kian, who is 9, was successful.
I made an anagram with Hinger to make Danila. Then in school I got chosen because all the teachers thought it was clever.
Community Rail Lancashire have done work for a number of years with Northern with young children, and it's been quite a successful programme, and we're looking to expand to a higher age group such as apprentices.
At the beginning of our apprenticeship we were given the role of adopting a station with Community Rail. As part of this we've adopted Blackburn train station.
And the programme involves the apprentices having the opportunity to manage a project, so they get to develop project management skills, work with stakeholders, network across the rail industry.
As part of this we've got a project to add benches with flowers in.
We have worked with the council to create a map, because one of the key things that we found at Blackburn Station was the lack of information about the local area.
I've been tasked to improve the signage in order to help those who struggle reading, so say for example people with dementia, people with dyslexia.
Our people are adults with learning disabilities and additional needs. Last September we took over the kiosk here, the refreshments kiosk. It's a workplace training facility for our guys that have developed skills, who want that little bit extra one-to-one support. So we have our own gardens as well, so again it's not just growing the plants, it's bringing them out, putting them in the displays. I think the look of the station, this was more or less bare before we took over.
A lot more people use the station now because of how it is, and we're all getting comments, you know, this is flowering or that's flowering, all that, so it's lovely really.
Just getting the runner beans to run up as well.
We have a great time as a group, to be quite honest. We have a shindig every year. We get together, obviously, for the meetings to organise the work we do down here, and it's all great fun.
This is my water tower at Battersby Station. I've been cleaning it up and it's going to be painted hopefully sometime during the summer.
We're trying to promote the stations along the line to attract more sort of casual users, and these stations here try and get them to be a destination.
Sean is flirting with Shawnetta, but Shawnetta's very shy. She won't have anything to do with him.
People often remark how lovely Northup Station is looking.
Clive the cricketer has gone AWOL. He's waiting for the Whitby train.
And some people just really want to get involved and love doing things like that for their community.
He's super.
We enjoy doing it, and it's an improvement on the village. Makes the village look better.
We've various themes each year. This year it is all red for the World War I celebrations.
The Todd Pals, they marched out from here in 1914. A lot didn't survive, and this is a representation of the people that did survive, the soldiers that returned here to Todmorden to be reunited with their families.
We have a garden, we have a 7-metre planter, which is in the shape of a narrowboat because Bingley is synonymous with the 5 Rise locks.
We wanted to try and get people into the town to encourage people to visit and raise the profile of Bingley, really.
We're also looking at hopefully getting the school children involved in projects, painted projects. Then if we can get the kids on board, we'll tend to look after the stations as they grow older.
The railway station in any town is in a way the gateway to the town, and for visitors coming to the town it forms the first impression that they form, which I think is very important.
It's nice as well, this area, we get a lot of people sat here just on their lunch break or their tea break, and they just come for a bit of quiet time.
One of the greatest challenges is for people to read a timetable, whether it's a person with a hidden illness or Mr. General Public. They like to see plain, clear information. Whilst the Friends of Bentham Station have taken steps to facilitate the use of the station with the simplified posters, the CRP, along with Northern and the Alzheimer's Society, are taking great steps as well to make sure that the volunteers and the frontline staff throughout the line are aware of those people that are living with dementia and to offer them ideas of how to support them.
The station's not tidy yet. We've managed to develop a picnic area in combination with the history group. We've got information plaques.
You know, although you may only do a few hours a month and such like, gradually, slowly but surely, the environment changes for everybody's benefit.
We think potentially this is the biggest community rail project in Britain.
It's a nice welcoming place now, nice place to stand while you're actually waiting for the train.
The reward is people coming and saying, you know, the station looks good.
Drinking water as well.
People who are commuting in and out of Manchester from this station have now got something to look at, and it sort of just brightens up the station, and I think it gives a good impression of the people who created it as well.
And a sense of pride. I think what we've achieved here is just absolutely outstanding, I think.
Just happy to be making a difference to the people. Obviously it's what they wanted, we're doing what they wanted, so it's a good thing.
We like to contribute something to our community, give something back for that good life we've had and continue to have.
Even the drivers have said how nice it looks, so we must have done something, mustn't we?
I feel like people should come into a train station and feel, wow, that's a really nice looked after train station.